It's showtime.
Hello, and welcome to the KN Cast. This is the only Kid Nation podcast. Each week, I ask my best friend, Jake Scheidel, if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. For those of you who don't know, my name is Tom Powell. Jake, how are you doing this week?
Probably the best I've felt in 4 years for, no apparent reason. Actually,
yeah, it has nothing to do with anything.
I mean, it's just
did something happen this week?
Well, I don't know how it is in Michigan, but this week has been, very summer-y here in Chicago. So that's a weird feeling because it is early November here, which is when my brain goes, oh, it's time to get sad. But then it's really nice out. So my body's it's time to be happy, and it's a lot. But, yeah, other than that, things are pretty good. Pretty good here.
It is weird to go out because I love fall. It's my favorite season. And, I'm not complaining about the weather that we've had, but it is weird to go out. It is weird to go out for a walk when it's 70 degrees and sunny, but also there's fall colors and leaves on the ground. It's nice. I actually enjoy it, but it is weird because it just doesn't feel quite right.
Yeah, I like it because I love summer, but I want to fully embrace the change in seasons because we still have seasons here in the Midwest. So it's weird when we're getting two seasons at once. I didn't ask for this.
Yeah, it is a little weird. We're going to be getting 50-degree weather once the heat wave kind of subsides, which is great because that's the exact kind of fall weather I like. So yeah. I'm going to be very pleased with that, but
weather.
It's been nice to have some 60, 70-degree days.
It was 69 degrees the other day.
Ooh. Speaking of sucking,
what? Okay.
We watched a reality show that sucks.
Oh yeah, we did do that.
It's called Kid Nation. Jake, did you watch Kid Nation last night?
Friday night and everyone's moving. I can feel the heat, but it's soothing, heading down.
Yeah.
I like that I still do that, even though that's not the name of this podcast. So I don't know why I do it. It seems like I maybe don't need to, but I don't know. We're creatures of habit.
Yeah, look, we change very few things on this show ever, which is the way to a successful podcast. Everybody tells you how the best thing to do with a podcast is have a lot of running bits that require 5 years of knowledge of the show.
Yeah, that you need to have an entire guide for. It's
I can't imagine
this is our
people.
Lore book.
I can't imagine people who, for some reason, actually listen to this show who have never heard it before and be like, "Why is this person's name being bleeped out, and why are they so annoyed with it?"
Yeah,
it's we're not going to.
I would love to be the person that heard the progressively more elaborate version of the Wildlife Shots song.
Oh yeah, we haven't added to that in a while. Well, that's because
it's great. I don't think we need to. I think it's perfect as it is.
Yeah, everything about this show is perfect as it is. The KN Cast. This week's
honestly, you know what you could do. It would cut out my great Borat impression that I do. But if you did the you could take David Byrne's lyrics from the song Wild Wild Life, and put that in there.
We could do that because Talking Heads is a big thing in reality shows.
That's true. We do have a lot of talking heads.
You know what's funny about Talking Heads? They're named after news anchors, I guess. That's what they called news anchors back in the day. But now Talking Heads is such a specific thing for reality television. But also, that kind of works because David Byrne talks about watching TV literally all the time. It was one of the theme songs that we did for, what was that, David versus Goliath? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Because that was off the album Love This Giant with our friend St. Vincent.
Yes. Also, the name of the band is Talking Heads. I don't know if you've heard that before.
Yeah, I've heard that before. It's good. It's a good band. But this is not you talking heads to my talking head. This is the KN Cast. This week's episode of Kid Nation was called Not Even Close to Fair. I think that's a fine episode title.
It was, and you know what? I think it fit the episode. I was demoralized. I was down. I think I was already in a bad mood last Sunday, and that episode did not help. This one, I was reasonably entertained.
Which is different from the week before when they were starved for entertainment.
That was me.
Yeah. This week's episode first aired on November 14th, 2007. That's 13 years ago. That's a long time.
Oh, wait, Jake, really, before you get into the viewers really quick, not even close to fair, what are we talking about? The way that we're treating our damn president?
So this week's episode has last week's episode had 7.16 million viewers. Do you think it went up or down this week?
The Kid Nation won the ratings by a lot this week. I'm going to say that it went down. I'm going to say 6.5 million.
In fact, it had 7.53 million. They got those Halloween viewers
people
back.
You need to let this show die.
They didn't have any
I
idea.
thought this week was fine too, but you didn't know that. This is the thing, is people were coming back for more after the previous episode. It should have fallen off a cliff.
Yeah. How close were they to the Grand Canyon? They were in New Mexico, so they probably wouldn't fall out into the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, probably like 2 miles.
Yeah, probably really
walk
close.
There.
It's just it's hard to shoot there, so they didn't mention it at all. The journal tells the town council to mix up their districts in the name of equality. I didn't really get what they were going with that. Like what?
Well, because they didn't really try to equalize. Like my thought was like, oh, they're gonna try to equalize like the better people in challenges so that it's a little more fair. But that's not.
But they didn't do
even
that.
what anyone suggested in the first place. The way that they started arguing was like, oh, Green's got more gold star winners. It's like, yeah, but Green never wins.
Yeah.
Like they've won one time. So that more has to do with just having like people that people like in their district. That doesn't give them an inherent advantage.
Right.
It's not like anyone else gets anything for having a gold star in your winner in your district.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't understand that. I don't understand why they didn't just have everybody, as our friend Jeff Probst likes to say, drop their bandanas. And
yeah, I think it's extremely stupid that they let them set the terms of it. They should have been like, you all need to swap like 1 or 2 people.
At the very least, yeah. Just like I would love to see a schoolyard pick. I love schoolyard picks. It's very fun. Laurel doesn't want to change the green district at all. Emily hates the red district that she's in and refuses to do any work. And then the town council has a meeting with the whole town, and they announce that Nathan will be joining the red district. Emily is being traded to blue, and Blaine joins the yellow district. And then Laurel doesn't take anyone in the green district. I get fine, I guess.
Did anyone really want to leave? That's the thing. Everybody's mad about this, but like, is there someone specifically they wanted from the green district? Is there someone that they wanted to go to the green district? Nobody seems to have. I think they're more against it on principle than for any real reason.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
Because everybody's really mad about everybody else that leaves.
And, like, what does it matter? It's just the showdown, right? Like, and your sleeping quarters? Like, you can still hang out with anybody from any district all day.
It's not like you don't get to see them anymore.
Like, do you know how many...
So, yeah, I don't...
Do you know how many of my
get it.
neighbors? There's 6 or 8, I think 6 apartments in my building. Do you know how many of my neighbors I'm friends with? 0. None of them. I don't. Like, the walls do not make a friend. You know what I'm trying to say. The walls do not make a friend.
No, I mean, you have to do tasks together or not do tasks depending on what role you have.
But do they?
Like, otherwise, yeah.
They're supposed to, but we see people win upper class and still like wash dishes. We see like Taylor win labor or whatever, and she doesn't do shit. Like it's not very strict. They could have. They can do whatever they want. That's the whole point. They just
and then like you said, to illustrate your point, Greg is not happy about Blaine getting traded away, and so he decides that he's just going to go sleep with the yellow team.
And they say no, you can't do that.
That is shut down. Yeah. I also like that he's being a huge baby about it, and Blaine is just like, whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I'm ready to. This was really Blaine's coming out episode. I really enjoyed Blaine. I think that was one of the reasons I didn't hate this episode. Was Blaine very chill. Very chill guy.
He's a chill dude. He's a chill bro. I like him a lot. I do want to go snowboarding with him. Seems like it would be a fun time.
Jake, you could say that he reminds me of my friend back home.
Absolutely. Dude, I would love to see Blaine and Tails on a show together. I literally don't care what show it is. Blaine, Tails, and Jay. Jay's already on the challenge. Get Tails and Blaine there, too. We should get some former...
If they ever are able to record Survivor again, they should take... Because clearly there's some sort of renewed interest in Kid Nation as, like, a historical, like, oddity.
Yeah.
They're old enough to compete now. Get somebody on Survivor that was on Kid Nation.
Thomas, what I realized this week was we already have a cast member who could be on Survivor Same Names with Laurel, the town council person. Because Laurel, remember, the tie-breaking vote in Ghost Island, maybe they're partners on Survivor Same Names.
Yeah.
It's right there. And then there's also a Mike, and there's a million Mikes. There's a million Mikes who have been on Survivor. Mike White most recently, I think. Wouldn't want to not see Mike White on my TV. Nathan reveals that...
Is there anybody... We need to find somebody who had the initials DK so that they can be on there with DK.
That's Dean Kowalski. That was easy. DK Chillin. Remember him? From Island of the Islands. Man.
There you go.
Okay, Thomas, we might have to do Survivor Same Names, Brant Steele, when we're finally done with Kid Nation, but we have to use Kid Nation people and Survivor people. So, that's a possibility. Nathan reveals he's allergic to dust. Did you have any thoughts on Nathan's allergy to dust? I found it odd.
I was not surprised to hear that because he's a weird homeschooled kid, and this is what you talk about when you're a weird homeschooled kid. You talk about your allergies, you talk about, I assume, your parents a lot, because they're your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, are you allergic to dust, or is dust just an irritant for everyone? Like, isn't that dust's whole thing? Is that it's an irritant?
People can be allergic to dust mites, but...
I guess people can be allergic to anything. The Red District is mad at Guylan for taking Nathan, which also didn't make any sense. Like, Nathan's a good worker, as Guylan said.
Yeah, I don't understand why they're mad that he's on the team. Like, I understand that he's mad because he didn't want to be there, but, like... Yeah, I don't understand. Like, didn't they not like...
Emily?
Is it Emily that they lost?
Yeah, they traded Emily for Nathan.
So why do they care?
I don't know.
I think this was like the clear ulterior motive was Mike is still mad about losing to Guylan.
Well, that's fucking Mike's issue. I don't get...
It is, but no, that's the thing with Mike. Everything that Mike does is based on personal grievances.
Yeah, I don't like Mike. Every time he shows up for a talking head, I'm like, oh, that's right. Mike still is here. I can't tell you how glad I am he's not on the town council anymore.
Yeah, I think so he was not a calming presence on the town council. I think Guylan is a little more soothing presence.
Guylan, I think, as we said a few weeks ago, he's the guy for this land. Then
I cannot say enough, by the way. We've made this qualification a lot. This is not a value judgment on them as people because they were all children.
They were children.
I'm sure Mike
we do have to say that.
Perfectly fine person now. Now that he's not 11 years old.
The thing about Nathan is he's homeschooled and allergic to dust, and he loves his mom's baked goods. I assume. I mean, who doesn't love Nathan's mom's baked goods? But Guylan is also homeschooled, isn't he? And
I don't remember.
I think they said that. I think it was him. Oh, yeah, because Mike was like, how can he be a leader? He's homeschooled or something along those lines. And it's like, I don't know if you're right about that. But Guylan has proven himself a good leader. Remember when he got DK to stay? Fucking Zach couldn't do
Guylan
that.
has proven himself in some ways to be a good leader. I thought he was being kind of annoying this episode, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Also,
why do you say that?
I think that the Nathan pick was not a smart pick, and I think he was overly defensive of it. Like, I think he was getting maybe a little too much scrutiny for it, but like considering that no one was happy with it, like maybe you need to take responsibility for that decision then.
Yeah. I mean, he can't like trade him back, but he can always be like, I hear what you're saying, but here's what I'm saying. Here's what I think of Nathan and how he does the chores that no one else wants to do. So why are you upset? Emily just complained and didn't do anything. This is better for us. No. And then a kid named Hunter, who also apparently lives in Bonanza City, holds a church service. What? We did the church episode like 6 weeks ago. Why is this just now coming out?
Yeah, come on now. Well, like a lot of things, he's someone that they just didn't care to show, and then they're like, oh, he's in the running for the Gold Star. I guess we have to act like he's been on TV this whole time.
Not even in the background did I see him.
No, I honestly, I was like, who? Like, who are we talking about here?
Hunter Biden, the next hottie in the White House.
Yeah, this guy was cutting deals with Tony Bobolinsky or whatever.
Sure, he's got 17 laptops and they all have
Remember that?
porn on them.
We're absolutely never going to hear about that again.
Good. I don't want to. I want
to. No one cared, and they will continue to not care.
I have nothing to say about it because I care so little. At the showdown,
yeah, who gives a shit? Yeah, I'm sorry that the president's son is cool and does drugs and like has sex.
Nice. At the showdown, they drag a rock. They drag a rock through an obstacle course. This just felt like any basic Survivor challenge. It was not exciting to me. Did you like this challenge?
I kind of liked the conceit of them having the choice to be selfish or to try and get the collective prize.
Yeah.
I think they maybe made the target a little too big.
Well, I mean, that's their issue. Like
because nobody was trying. Like everybody was trying to carry as many rocks as they could. It seems like.
Mm-hmm. Blue collected 480 pounds of rocks and became the upper class. Yellow got 460 pounds and became the merchants. The red district collected the most with 485 pounds to become the laborers because they got their
I'm glad you're saving this for last because the green team,
the green district,
because they're the cool district and the green district.
The green district,
they had 420 pounds.
Yes, great.
Hell yeah, baby.
Man, this show really gets me, you know?
More like the weed district.
It's so good. Who do you think smokes weed on the Kid Nation?
Blaine.
Blaine 100% smokes weed.
There is no way. There's absolutely no way that Blaine was smoking weed at, then.
Yeah.
14 years old, definitely fucking blazing.
Oh, yeah. Blainesin.
Blainesin.
Yes, I think that... Oh, these days everybody smokes weed, as I tell my mom all the time.
Yeah.
But...
It's true.
Blaine definitely. Greg probably.
I say Michael probably does.
Michael, Greg's friend?
No, Green District Michael.
Isn't that Greg's friend?
No.
There's Mike and then there's...
Michael is not Greg's friend.
There's Mike and then there's Michael. Mike is the annoying kid on the red district.
Michael is the one that did the AMA.
I didn't read the AMA. I don't go on Reddit ever unless it's to promote my own shit.
He's the one that was going to run against Laurel at the end of this episode.
Okay,
How do you not know who I'm talking about?
I thought that's who you were talking about. I thought he was friends with Greg.
He's not friends with Greg! Blaine is. You're confusing him and Blaine.
No, there was one episode like 8 weeks ago where they were working together and I thought they were the same person because they have the same hairstyle. So in my head, they were friends.
So you think that they're friends because they have a similar hairstyle?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay.
And they were in a scene.
I'm glad we cleared that up. I just wanted that on the record, so you're thinking.
Makes sense, right?
Because you're gonna act like you were right about it, so I'm glad you could at least explain why you think you're right about it, so everyone knows that you're not.
I am right about it. I'm right about everything. I'm always right. Kid Nation. Man, honestly, I would love to go to this old West town and just spark up. Sit on the balcony of the saloon and be like, wow, look at the desert. I'm saying this with a tone that makes it sound like I'm joking, but I'm 100% not. That sounds so fun. Who would you...
Smoking is for Smoking, oh yeah, smoking, very cool. Some
Very
of us
cool.
have transcended smoking and just do edibles now.
I mean, that's fair. Edibles are good. Weed's a good time. I'm so glad that it's finally legal everywhere and nobody's mad about it. Guylan accuses everybody of only caring about their class at the showdown, and then Sophia cusses at him. Do you have any idea what Sophia said to Guylan that made him so upset? Because they blurred out her mouth, so I couldn't tell, and there was
She
like
probably
no
just
context
said
for it.
She probably just said shut the fuck up, Guylan.
Oh, that's fine. People say that shit to me all the time. Like my parents or my siblings or you. And it's like, I'm just trying to prove that I'm right.
Guylan deserved it too because he was wrong.
Yeah.
And his district didn't even haul the most. They like barely hauled the most rocks. They hauled the most rocks by like 5 pounds.
Yeah. I mean, he did the work. And there was no time limit on this one, right?
No, there was not.
So why didn't they all just take a long time to push the carts? Like, I know it's...
I think because they were. I think one, they were animated by like what class they were going to try to do, but two, I think they just underestimated how much, or they overestimated how much weight they had. Because like Green's whole thing was like, we're going to put a bunch of it in it at once, and if we can't push it, then we'll throw some out. So I think it really was they just didn't have the physical strength to push that much.
Well, you should have started working out earlier in your life, children.
Yeah, come on. I know that your muscles aren't necessarily developing yet, but you should have gotten more gains.
So they don't get the reward, which would have been beds or a kids' lounge. Which one of those would you have picked? Probably the beds, right?
I think anyone would have picked the beds.
Like, I didn't know...
Because the kid lounge, I don't think... They didn't clarify whether that was going to be there all the time or where it was going to be something that they just got to hang out in for like a day.
You don't want to hang out in a trailer and play Parcheesi?
Yeah, you can play Chinese checkers
Chinese
or
checkers.
whatever.
It was Chinese checkers, not Parcheesi, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that they
on
didn't
a couch
have
with too many
beds.
pillows on it that you would have to throw off of the couch.
Yeah. Ugh. Whatever. I mean, if I was living in a desert town and the trailer pulled up and was like, we've got Chinese checkers and Parcheesi, I would probably go for it. That sounds fun.
Yeah, but I think everybody really clearly, like, the only thing anybody was really complaining about was like, oh, I wish I could sleep in a bed right now.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know they weren't already. But I guess,
I think that's an obvious choice.
Yeah. Back in town, Randy wants to leave, but Taylor tries to convince her to stay. Remember a few weeks ago when we were like, who's Randy? This is Randy, apparently. Hunter works...
She misses her animals.
Hunter works every morning and goes unnoticed, so that's noted this time. Sophia apologizes to Guylan for saying the F word to him, probably. And then Blaine is able to corral the Yellow District into working. That's some good stuff. Blaine...
They just really
great.
needed... Like, honestly, I think the biggest problem with the Yellow District was that, like, the oldest person in it was, like, 10 years old. They just needed, like, an older authority figure who was willing to also work, and Blaine is that,
They all picked at the beginning of the season, right? Who they wanted in their district? Am I remembering that right?
No, I don't think so. I think they were just assigned.
Oh, that's weird.
The leaders were also assigned.
That's especially weird. Man, I'm so excited for them to hold another election. The elections are so much fun. Emily loves her new district. Blue district, right? Yeah. Because Anjay was like, Emily's going to be good for us. And everybody said, no, Anjay, you suck. We hate you. But Emily seems happier now. So I think Anjay's doing a good job.
Well, not according to Greg, who also threatened to fight him at one point in this episode.
Well, Greg, shut the fuck up. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, that's just Greg being Greg.
Like, if you want to be an authority figure, run for office. Well, I guess he does at the end of the episode. Anyway, Blaine and Hunter get all the nominations, so that's exciting for those two. We got to talk about these wildlife shots.
Alive.
There was one, and it's a cow. We've talked about the cows. Go back and listen to episode 3 of the KN cast if you want to learn about cows. We're not going to do it again. And that's Wildlife Shots, everybody's favorite segment. At the town meeting, Greg says he respects Laurel for sticking up for her district and that Anjay doesn't deserve to be on the council. But here's the thing, Thomas. I looked up who's won upper class the most, and it's the Blue District.
Yeah, they're doing just fine.
They're doing fine with Anjay. They're doing really well. Jonathan Karsh then asks if anyone wants to leave, and Randy raises her hand, and then it starts raining, which is like, that's a sign, no?
God is crying at the prospect of Randy leaving.
Yeah, and then it thundered, and somebody said, oh, it's actually not about you, Randy. He's just plain bowling. Plain bowling, yeah.
That's God throwing a hooray. You got it bowling a turkey up there.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, right? Thomas, say it back.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. When Randy leaves, Jonathan Karsh then turns to the town and says, guys, we're all gonna miss Randy. Which I have to say, are we? Like,
Jonathan was feeling left out. He's like, oh yeah, you guys miss Randy. Okay, we're all gonna miss Randy, all right?
Yeah.
This person that we just found out about.
The only reason I knew who Randy was because we had to look up who was in the Yellow District a few weeks ago. And even then I didn't know who it was. I just knew her by name. Blaine gets the gold star, so that's exciting. And then when asked if the town approves of the council, Blaine is the only one to raise his hand. I love Blaine. Blaine's the best.
He's great. Blaine both approves of the council and wants to run for the council.
Yeah.
That's great.
Why not? Blaine just likes to be involved. Now that he's finally has a light shown on him, he's like, yeah, I actually like the light.
I hope he wins.
You hope he wins Kid Nation?
No, I mean, I hope he wins the election. I think he will against Zach.
Yeah. I purposely didn't look up who wins because I want to enjoy it tomorrow. I'm not watching it tomorrow. I'll watch it. I'll start. Here's how I watch Kid Nation. On Wednesday, I'll think, oh, I should probably watch Kid Nation. And then I'll forget because I'm dreading it. And then I'll end up watching it usually Friday night or Saturday morning. Because it takes that long to get in the emotional state to be ready, or the mental state to be ready to watch this miserable show.
I always watch it the day of because otherwise I won't remember anything from it, because what is there to remember?
I know. Then Jonathan Karsh says that because they're all so upset with the council, they'll have another election. Pretty exciting stuff. DK, Blaine, George, nope, Greg, and Michael all decide to run. I don't know what.
Some heavy hitters. Like, honestly, I think they all have a chance.
Yeah, those are four. Well, with the exception of Michael, he hasn't really done a lot except for confuse me about who he is.
Michael has been very involved. He's been a good presence. You just are stupid and confused him with someone else.
Yeah, I confused him once with one other person, so now every time I see him, I go, I know one thing about Michael, and that is, he's not Greg.
I think Michael's going to win.
I think I could see Michael winning. I could see Greg winning. Nah, I don't know. Who else?
I think Greg is going to win. I wish that he wouldn't, but I think he will. I think everybody's mad at Anjay.
I guess. I think Emily will vote for Anjay because she likes her new group. I think... I don't even know who all's on Blue District. This is a pointless exercise. But I would be happy to see Anjay win. And I would be really happy to see...
I'm gonna say it's a clean sweep. I'm gonna say we get 4 new council members.
What is this? An election for president? Yes. This week's episode of Survivor Wild West is my favorite one yet. You can read it at what is it called? SurvivorWildWest.tumblr.com. It's good, and I said the title of it twice. It's Survivor Wild West. That's 3 times. Thomas, what's your Twitter?
You can follow me at TomNotTom. Lately, I have been to an audience of 1 to 2 people every time I've done it, which is twice. But whenever I've been playing Rock Band drums, I've just decided to stream it on Twitch, which is also twitch.com/TomNotTom. So if you want to see me play some Rock Band drums, I've been making some theme playlists, and I don't know, you can just put it on the background, have some music on.
Nice. That sounds fun. I tried watching it the other day, but I was too far from my Wi-Fi router, so it wouldn't load. I said, well, next time. That sounds fun. You can follow me on Twitter at Jake Scheidel. That's my name. Mostly just retweeting stuff now about other stuff. I don't know. We're also on Instagram if you want to follow us. It's The Only Survivor Podcast, because that's what this is. The Kid Nation thing is just for now.
The thing is, though, is that this is just a Survivor podcast, but also we're not going to be getting any new Survivor anytime soon. Yeah. So is it just a Survivor podcast?
It's not only is it just a Survivor podcast, it's also the only Survivor podcast.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, we do have to keep doing it because there won't be any other Survivor podcasts.
And people are starved for entertainment, as they say on Kid Nation.
It's not even close to fair that we keep having to do Survivor podcast because no one else will.
Yeah, we're going to get back to Survivor soon because we only have one more month of Kid Nation. There's 4 episodes left.
Yes, only one more month.
It's only one more month, man. And then it's going to be good again. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be about Survivor again. We're going to watch Marquesas, the 4th season, Boston Rob's 1st season. Hey, here's a question. Kid Nation, right? The name of the show. Why didn't they call him Kid Nathan? Because it kind of sounds like Kid Nation, but
it's a great question. We're going to table it for next week. Okay. But just know that I hear you.
I feel like we can probably
we're going to get to the bottom of it. We're looking into it very strongly.
We could probably find Jonathan Karsh's email pretty easily, right? Let's email him like, Jonathan Karsh, sir, why didn't you call him Kid Nathan? So
one of my favorite things that I saw, as many know, Alex Trebek passed away, and someone's remembrance of him was that they once asked him at a Q&A if he gets royalties every time someone rents the movie Double Jeopardy. And he said, "What a stupid question," and then ended the Q&A early. And he said, I appreciate that he was not willing to suffer my bullshit.
When they find a replacement host for him, whenever that might be, I am putting my hat in the running, and I am going to change the name of the show to Jake Pretty.
Let's get this done, people. We got to move on. There's a time for grieving, and there's a time for action.
Next week, we are watching episode 10 of Kid Nation, finally into the double digits, and it is called Let Me Talk. Who do you think that's a quote from?
Probably Mike.
Oh, I was thinking Taylor.
Yeah, maybe.
Why didn't Taylor run for re-election? Like, what's his name, in the early 1900s?
Are you talking about Grover Cleveland?
Indeed I am.
Because I think she knows that she's not going to win.
Good. Do you think this show is more or less entertaining without her being a main character?
I think it is significantly more entertaining.
Yes, it's good. Watching episode 10 next week, and then we're really down to the wire. And then after next week, it's only 3 more episodes. Why did we agree to do this?
I don't know, man. The thing that's crazy about this is that we wanted to do it and had been wanting to do it for a long time, and you know what? This is what I get for getting what I wanted. Yeah. This is my reward. So I got nobody to blame but myself.
You know, as they said, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometime, you watch Kid Nation. And it is trying. So anyway, we'll say this again every week, as we have since March. Have a great quarantine.
Deuces.
Last day of the rest of my life, I wish I would've known, cause I didn't kiss my mama goodbye. I didn't tell her that I loved her, how much I cared. I thank my pops for all the talks and all the wisdom he shared. Unaware, I just did what I always do. Every day the same routine before I skate off to school. But who knew that this day wasn't like the rest? Instead of taking the test, I took 2 to the chest. Call me blind, but I didn't see it coming. Everybody was running, but I couldn't hear nothing except gun blast. It happened so fast, I didn't really know this kid, though I survived him in class. Maybe this kid was reaching out for love, or maybe for a moment he forgot who he was, or maybe this kid just wanted to be hugged. Whatever it was,
Kid. 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 Kid.
Little Susie, she was only 12. She was given the world with every chance to excel.
Here we go.
The boys that hear the stories they tell, she might
Time to record the best podcast in the entire world.
Yeah, this is it. We gotta step our game up now that America's good again.
Yeah. Pretty soon we won't have to say have a great quarantine anymore.
Johnny Boy always played the fool. He broke all the rules so you would think he was cool. He was never really one of the guys, no matter how hard he tried, up the thought of suicide. It's kind of hard when you ain't got no friends. He put his life to an end, they might remember him then. You cross the line and there's no turning back. Told the world how he felt with the sound of a gat. We are the youth of
Kid.
nation. We are youth of
Kid.
nation. We are the youth of
Kid.
nation. We are
I don't think I told you this. A few months ago, I went out with this girl from Hinge, I think. And she listened to one of our episodes and was just like, "You guys talk way too fast. We had to slow it down to listen to it." I was like, "That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound like us."
No, come on. Ridiculous.
Us talking quickly? No,
I don't do
impossible.
that. It's funny because,
No.
like, in my head, I'm like, anytime that I stop or whatever, I'm like, I probably sound so stupid because I couldn't think of what I was saying. And then when I'll actually listen to it, I'll be like, oh, no, actually, it's probably good to have some pauses in there. Everything just comes out of my head to my mouth instantly, so, like, it comes out very fast. Kid. Kid. Kid.
Wow, nothing to bleep this episode.
Kid.
That'll be nice.
Great, crazy.
So it's a
I don't
kid.
think my father
Okay,
posted dirty jobs would
Yeah.
be happy to hear about this. Kid.
that's
You
great.
know what, Jake? You know what song is available on Rock Band DLC and that I think I'm gonna buy?
Okay, what?
Kid. Youth of the Nation by POD. Kid.
When you stream that on
Kid.
Twitch, can you yell "kid" every time they say youth?
Yeah, I will be doing Kid.
That's great. Let me know when that's happening so I can tune in. That sounds fun.
that. Definitely. Kid. Kid.
Hooray! We did it.